Presbyterians and Catholics from the U.S. who go to Northern Ireland regularly to meet with Presbyterians and Catholics, the two sides fundamentally that had been at violent loggerheads for so many years. What we found were three things. One, because we came together as a united people, we brought people to the table over there who normally did not come to the same table, which led to the establishment of dialogue and mutual respect, which is the foundation not only for peace, but for justice. And three, we learned from listening to their stories of success and their stories of hurt, how important it is to stay engaged. And we take some of the tools we learned there and try to implement here. I'd like to frame this in Catholic social teaching by using a few quotations. First of all, Pope John Paul II, when he visited Hiroshima, February 25th, 1981, said this: "In the past, it was possible to destroy a village, a town, a region, or even a country. Now it is the whole planet that has come under threat. This fact should finally compel everyone to face a basic moral consideration. From now on, it is only through a conscious choice and through a deliberate policy that humanity can survive." Conscious choice, deliberate policy. Several people through the afternoon have commented on the small numbers. Having grown up in Montana, may I just give you an image? If you don't know the power of something small, you've never spent the night in a tent with a mosquito. In many ways, our smallness can be a gift because together we can each keep buzzing until our voices are heard. The Second Vatican Council was an event that took place in the early 1960s. It was an event where the bishops of the world came together. In a document about the church and the modern world, they said this: "Any act of war aimed indiscriminately at the destruction of entire cities or of extensive areas along with their populations is a crime against God and the human person themselves. It merits unequivocal and unhesitating condemnation." We live in what some people have described, I think accurately, as a hyperactive attention deficit disorder society. In and among that kind of configuration, we need to keep before us the prospect that consistently and slowly we can make a difference in our world. And going back to the Sermon on the Mount, how is it that we can be peacemakers? Fundamentally, what we do here today is an act of peacemaking because we come together in mutual respect of our human dignity, realizing that the Creator made us all in the divine image. Coming together on those terms, we seek understanding, which is the foundation for the vision of shalom, for the vision of what Jesus in his teaching would call the reign of God. Do not mistake smallness for ineffectiveness. The only thing that becomes ineffective about the work of building peace is inaction. So think for yourselves what it means to be peacemaker. Think for yourselves how each of us learns to resolve conflict, small and large, by understanding human respect and human dignity, and by not allowing the dignity of another person to be challenged without our answering and coming to its aid. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob. And I wanted to invite Aslam up one more time if you had some thoughts and reflection on the topic of nuclear weapons in particular. Having welcomed us, now wanted you to have an opportunity to say a few words too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Once again, peace be unto you. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. Let me read from the scriptures in Arabic, and I'll paraphrase it. كان الناس أمة واحدة فبعث الله نبيين مبشرين ومنذرين وأنزل معهم الكتاب والحكمة ليحكم بين الناس فيما اختلفوا فيه. All of us are one people because we are all created by the divine. We created differences and distinction among ourselves on the basis of our own interests. And God kept sending His messengers and His prophets, reminding us of that eternal unity that we must establish in order to enjoy the life that He has created and in order to preserve the life that He has created. And the unity can come when we have some common reference. And the common reference is that we all belong to Him. And everything that He has created is for us. And these differences would happen when we truly return to God rather than returning to our own egos and our own self-made gods that we have created over the centuries. And this is the dilemma that we face. In 1945, when we dropped the atomic bombs, we said that this would primarily preserve the life for the next century. From 1945 until today, we have killed in wars more than 76 million people all over the world. We, in the United States alone, have spent more than $4 trillion in developing nuclear weapons that would destroy humanity. Every year, we spend in this country nearly $30 billion to take care of the nuclear industry, while our budget for education is only $17 million. And for the housing, it's only $16 billion. If all the money that the 9 countries that have more than 20,000 warheads in our world today, with 8,000 ready to explode anytime, if we spend all that exists today, there will not be any hunger, there will not be any poverty, there will be no country without any water, there will be no one sleeping as homeless anywhere in the world. So what are we doing here? And what is the irony is that whenever these nuclear test sites are created and whenever these nuclear weapons are created, the rulers, those who control the power, invite us, the religious figures, to bless those things. Bless our own destruction and bless our own death. And we go there. We go there, invoking the name of God, asking Him to empower us more so that we could kill more people. So we must understand the problem that we face at this time, with 1 billion people living as hungry people in the world without food to eat, with more than 70% of the world population living in a condition where they cannot have safe water, where 40 wars are perpetually going on in our world today, with the arm industry making up nearly 30% of the resources of the world, we as religious people must intervene. No matter how small we are, and no matter how scattered we are. But if we have the common resolve to address to our own congregation, our own people, reminding them that the purpose of the creation is to create that unity among human beings so that we could all live in a society where everyone will have a sense of security without being subject to prejudice, without being subject to bias, without being subject to violence, wherever they are and whatever they do. But this is a common cause that we all have to come together. And unfortunately, it took us nearly 5,000 years to realize that this is the common heritage of humanity. And this happened in a country like the United States. We have no hesitation in saying that much of the bloodshed and much of the war that have taken place in the world today came as a result of the religious hierarchy and those people who control the religious establishment. There's no doubt about that. For almost 2,000 years, the life of the Jews was made miserable by those people who said that they were Christ killers. Only now the Pope realized that that was a wrong kind of statement and wrong kind of understanding and analysis. So we are responsible, and then we have to basically clean up that mess. The same goes with other religious communities, same goes with other religious groups, and all those. We have to basically clean that mess. And this would happen when we'll hold each other's hand and we'll say that we would not bless wars. We will stand for peace and we will work for peace. Regardless, whether it's a Jew, a Muslim, a Christian, we would preserve the life. And we would preserve the life by challenging those people who are spending our resources, nearly 30% of the world's resources, in things that are meaningless, that are useless. From 1950, we created nearly 86,000 warheads. And in around 2002, we destroyed nearly 60,000. All that money that we spent went down the drain. While the world suffered, and we as meek and sheep people, under the influence of this religious hierarchy or that religious hierarchy, kept on basically singing the tunes of the rulers and the power elites and those people who were controlling these resources. And I think the time has come when we should use the power that we have in terms of our own ability to come together and work together to ensure that the message that we give to our congregation, wherever we are, whether in a mosque, in a church, in a synagogue, or in a temple, or whatever institutions we have, is that we would not let some people decide and determine the future of the humanity without our intervention and without our involvement. And that is the resolve that basically has brought us together here. Doesn't matter how small we are, but if we keep on speaking about these issues and showing to the people and creating the consciousness that it is possible that the people of different religions who have fought for centuries can come together to preserve humanity, it is possible that those people who are basically making money out of our misery could be challenged and could basically be stopped from doing what they're doing. So it is in that spirit that we should look at the event that we have today. And it is from that perspective that we should go in forward. As has been explained by the rabbi and by the priest and by others and priestesses, that God who created the life does not want us to destroy that life. Anyone who says that God's purpose is to seek the destruction of human life does not either understand God or does not understand himself or herself. God does not seek destruction. Wallahu yad'u ila dar salam. God invites you to the abode of peace. And he rightly pointed out thereby the completeness. And as was quoted by the priest about the Jesus, that unless we become the peacemakers, all of us, we would not be in a position to basically make any dent anywhere in the world. So it is with this resolve that we come together And we hope that this step that we have taken today